Hey, 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 hey. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good
Good morning.
morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's your girl Shay, baby. I'm with my sick partner.
Midnight Ace. Happy for
Min-
you all to be here with us.
Yes, happy for y'all to be here with us. We're back. Welcome to Love Lives and Bestsellers. You know, we had some technical difficulties last week, but this week, I think we're good. We're gonna make sure we're good.
uh,
we're gonna we're gonna make sure we're good this week at midnight. What'd you think? I don't know what
I
happened.
Yeah, the whole hotel had some technical difficulties. It seems Saturday and Friday Saturday for sure. But anyway, we back. We Our special guest is Delaney Diamond. It was last week. She's coming back this week. So y'all may we just skipped a beat, but we back, and she's gonna be back here with us, right?
We skipped a beat, but we are back. We're gonna make sure you guys are back here with us. Let me see. Listen, we gotta get our people chiming in.
Y'all come on in, come on in.
Yes, come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. It's Love Lives and Bestsellers. Yes, right. All right, and we missed y'all too. We it was crazy because we was talking and we had our good conversations on too.
Yeah, we did. And guys, listen, I have to say, I've been experiencing spring fling for a few years now, and but last week, it was a plethora, and I do mean a plethora of information that we uncovered yesterday. I don't even know if we have all the time in this podcast or this show for you guys to hear it all. But trust me when I tell you, we got some good stuff coming up today.
Yeah, it is. Spring fling. I always have fun there anyway, but it was it was different this time. I don't know, maybe because like we had so many of my favorite authors that was there. It was kind of
Okay.
cool. It was kind of cool. Yo, and y'all, hold on before we get into all the spring fling. Y'all know how we do. We have in this description box below. There is a link. There's a link if you want to come on and join the show. You can come on up. Your cameras are off. You can come on and join the show and just talk to us. If you want to be a part, if you want to talk about the question of the day or anything like that, just come on in and just be a part of the show with us. And speaking of question of the day, before we get into spring fling, midnight. What
All
is the
right.
question of the day? If you guys can hear us, okay, drop us in the chat. Please drop it in the chat that you can hear us and everything sounds all right in your world. Question of
Okay.
the day tonight.
Question of the day. Are we underestimating the power of the library card? Let us
Are we
know.
are we underestimating the power of the library card? And let's tell them why we said that. So you know me, I'm always just talking.
Yeah, so me and my partner, we had a conversation, and the library card came up, and she was like, "No, don't nobody use the library card anymore." And I was like, "No, I beg to differ because library card isn't just for us to go into the library and check out books. It is also our source for our digital books from Libby, Overdrive, and also Hoopla. So without that library card, you cannot access those
library
applications.
cards for
So
stuff. And I was like, what? Why? Not knowing. So I stand corrected. The library card is very, very much important. Very much
we
important. We have Donna Hill checking in with us. Legendary author Miss Donna Hill. She said yes, the library card. Well, Donna, now that I know, because remember I said I was gonna come to your library over at Mega Everest University, and I'm gonna go over there and just do some things. I need a library card.
Mm,
How do you get one? You just go in there and just say, "Give me one."
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
a sign. Like, how does that work?
Well, you got to show some
Midnight.
information. Yep, I see. You got to show some information,
I'm
and
sorry. Well, you cut off. I gotta do what now? Just
you
go.
go in.
So just apply. Okay. I just need to apply.
Yeah, just apply with regular stuff, proof of address, ID, and everything, and then you all good.
I need proof of address for a library card.
Oh, absolutely, girl. They don't just let you just check out them treasures just on a whim.
I'm not. I'm not. Like trying to. Oh, because I'm borrowing something.
Mm-hmm.
So I need ID. Okay. So Donna Hill said I need ID. Okay. And if I need proof of address to get to the one in New York, I'm gonna have to use your address. I'm gonna have to use your address. That's what I'm gonna have to do. All right. I'm gonna use Donna's address or something like that. I should have got one when I was in Chicago. But that would have been way too much trying to go there trying to get a freaking library card. So that's
Well,
a bit
okay.
much.
So I live in the Chicagoland area, right? Just a little bit outside of Chicago city itself. And so I have a library system out here. I have a library card, obviously, out here. But my book club, my physical book club, is inside the Chicago Public Library. So I had to get a reciprocal library card. So I hold 2 library cards so I can check out books in the Chicago Public Library and also in the area where I actually live. So
So
that
you just
tell
out
you
here
how
double
important.
dipping.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Look, I can pull off the side of the road at any library between these 2 areas and check me something out.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to start doing it. I'm gonna have to start
Yeah.
doing that. You know that's I stand corrected. So the question for the day is how important is your library card or is your library card underrated? Is that right, Midnight?
Yeah. Are we underestimating the power of the library card?
I had that question all wrong, right? I did a synopsis of the question. How
Right.
about
But
that?
that's okay. They get it. But Miss Donna, hey, good morning. She has a question in there. She said there were some plans to make it universal. I think they should. I really think they should. That would make it so much easier for all of us.
That
Because
makes sense.
when I travel, I try to go to any library in the area just to just to see, and just kind of feel the ambiance of it. So if they make it universal, then that means you can go anywhere in the world.
Mm.
You might not be able to check out a book and leave and go across the line with it, but if it's universal, you might.
Yeah, man, I don't got time to be catching a felony by taking a book across state lines. So, that won't be good. Hey, you guys, you're here with me and my girl Midnight Ace, and this is Love, Lies, and Bestsellers. Today, coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we have the wonderful USA Today's bestseller author, Miss Delaney Diamond, will be blessing us with her presence today. We're going to talk about her. She got some good stuff coming up too, Midnight. Not only just in as being an author, she has a platform that she has created that she's going to talk to us about that's going to be very beneficial for authors and influencers. So we can't wait to hear about that in the 11 o'clock hour. Right now, we had, today, we opening with our opening scenes, and the scene was, I got a question. The title today was, I got a question, because something about the romance world right now just ain't right. Everything is just, I don't know what's going on in the romance world. It's just crazy out here in these streets. So we're gonna talk about that. But let's get into our love list. That's right. The love list is the trends that's going on right now that we are trying to see, what are people into, because it changes daily as we see. One moment slow burn was in for a minute, and then we went into monster romance and horror romance. Right now we're seeing that romanticy is the top thing. But because I'm finding midnight, because the historical line is under fire, we're finding now that we have other indie authors. So many indie authors are now going to take their chances at writing historical, since it's now defined as 50 years prior to the novel. And so many of them now are just going to take their chances at period pieces of what we're calling it. So that's going to be kind of cute. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm liking that, and it is funny too how what we learned last week is that the trends do really set the pace for what we before what we read and what the releases that we get. You know what I mean? Like with this Harlequin thing is huge. It's a huge thing. And so just the fact that they're gonna be your favorite author might be writing something new. That's exciting. So
That is exciting. But I mean, I just hope they don't, listen. Hey, y'all, listen now. I get,
gotta
I
be some
get,
parameters.
yeah, man. Pick a cool period though. You know what I'm saying? Like, me. I need let it be interesting. Let it be interesting. And when we say period pieces, is it surrounding a historical figure too, or just an era? I guess.
I've always thought it was the era, but if anybody's out there can tell me different, let us know because we happy to report it the way it's supposed to be.
I guess, to make it a romance though, it would just have to be the era because I see like, what's the one with, I loved it too. I don't know why. Every time I now read this book at least 3 times by Piper Hughley, and I never about the wedding dress. I don't know why I can't never remember the name of
Oh
the dress.
yeah, that is one of my favorites too, only because of that character. I was actually following that character long before she wrote the book because I love vintage clothing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So it's
Um,
like, but so but that is not considered a romance book though.
well, she's calling it's by her own design, and she's calling it historical.
Right, so historical. So I wonder now, will the romance authors who are venturing down this historical line, huh? Will it not? It won't be historical romance, right? It'll just be if they're writing period pieces about people. I guess it would just be historical. But if they're
Yes.
writing about an era, like Donna Hill has a book coming out called Nola and Baldwin, and it's a
Oh,
romance, but it's also a historical because it is set in like a period piece, like 1930s.
hmm.
This is 1930s, 1960s. I can't remember 1930s, I think. Yeah, so that would be a historical romance. What Miss Bev write is historical romance too, because of the era, not so much the people. I'm thinking.
Yeah, and then so like other authors like Vanessa Miller, who wrote The American Queen, Vanessa Riley, The Island Queen. Those are all, I don't know if you consider those period pieces or if they're historical. Now they come across as historicals to us. But now with all this redefinition of everything, I'm wondering if they're going to fall in different buckets now.
Mm.
Yeah. You got Rashonda Tate Bensley that's writing, about, people in certain eras. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how, I mean, they're good books. So to the reader, like me, I mean, a good book is a good book. But if, for categorizing purposes, is that gonna change?
And what's considered a good book? What's considered
Well,
a
well, there's levels of good
good book?
books. Right. Uh, so you got good books. You got your, when we're rating books from 1 to 5, I think a 3 starts to be a good book. But like I like to say, it wasn't a wow factor, right? So for me, a wow factor is after I read that book and those stories and those characters kind of like just don't leave me after I've read the end. You know what I mean? Like I quote
Right.
things, long after they become, part of my they just become a part of me. Now when they're wow factors, like those are my 5. But not to discount a book that I might rate a 3 because that's still a good book, but it just didn't wow me, if you will, right? It was just okay. And then 4 is kind of in between a little bit of that. It could go either way.
Okay, it can go either way. And speaking of the love list, I man, hate is such a strong word, midnight,
Yeah,
and I
we
hate
can
to
kind of
use
stay
it.
away from that.
But I absolutely just don't like when you have new authors or new readers out here, right? And they put out in social media, they say stuff like, we're in desperately need more stories. Like, so I read something where a young lady said, we're desperately in need of more stories about black women in cute towns running bakeries and bookstores and soaking up supreme cozy vibes. And I'm like, well, girl, what are you talking about? Like Supreme Cozy Farrah Rashan has a
Oh,
whole series about a small town on the Louisiana Bayou. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just don't like when they say that, because then you have like tens of thousands, and I'm exaggerating the number of people that be like liking the post or whatnot. Yeah, we need this, black women need to do. But I'm like, dude, we have all that. Just because you haven't read it, I don't like that. I don't like when they come out with, we need this and we need that, and oh my god, I just don't like that. We was in Yale, at Yale University a couple of years ago, and Miss Bev was the speaker. Her and Roxanne Gay. It was very nice, midnight, very nice. Julie Moody Freeman was one of the panelists as well, but so Miss Bev was one of the speakers, and this young lady got up and she's crying and she's like, I don't see black women doing this, that, and third, and I don't know. And so Miss Bell politely was like, "Hush now. What do you mean?"
right. Hush, little baby.
She literally was like, "Hush now. I'm here. What do you mean? We've been here. Just because you haven't seen us, where you been?" And that's what we will.
And right.
Where you been? It kills me when I see that. It just makes it man, as my grandma used to say, it just makes my ass itch. Like, I don't like that. I just do not like. It's like you discrediting legends just because you woke up today and you ain't seen nothing. Don't mean it's not out there. So when she said about the cozy rope, I'm like, yo, do you not know who Farrah Rashan is? Do you not know who Brenda Jackson is? Do you not know even like the indie authors that are out now who write these type of stuff? I'm just like, dude, just do your research. They need, you know what? They need a library card.
Yeah. Yeah,
People
they
need to
do
start being
now.
going to libraries.
But now, when people started, indie authors are, they don't always get as much face time as some of the traditional public authors. At least that was the way it was back then. But I think things are starting to shift now. But I think, like, just to piggyback off of what you just said, I was at RT actually several years ago. It was the last one that they were actually considered RT, and there was a young lady, a black girl, who had a wagon full of books about period pieces and all of those other authors that was there. And we stopped her and was just talking to her because readers, that's what readers do. And she said she was not familiar with any black authors that was writing romance. And this has had to be, like, I don't know, maybe about 5, 6, maybe 10 years ago, maybe that long. I don't know how long RT has been out of service, but even then, there was the Miss Bevs, the Farrah Rashads, and all of those that was actually writing the romance. So
It's everywhere. I'm like,
yeah,
dude, are you serious? Now, granted, you might not have some that's not as popular as the others, who's been traditionally
hmm,
published or whatnot, but it's so many. I'm like, did Google stop working to just, you could just Google black romance and about 1,000 people show up. Just like, seriously.
yeah.
So that, it be throwing me. I just don't like that. I just, ugh, I don't,
It just
or,
it just depends on how much they venture out. Because I think for me, I lived in a bubble long before I had my first book event, like my reader and writer retreat.
mhm.
So those people, I think maybe once they start, and right now there is an event going on all the time. So just tap into one of those, and you can learn a whole lot about what's out there.
This is true. This is true. So yeah, that just be blowing me. I'd be like, girl, get your life together. So she went on the whole rant about that, and I was just like, you know what? What else is happening in this world? I couldn't take it. I can't take it. Speaking of can't take it, let's see. Worth the hype midnight. So I was on one of my Facebook groups, right? I'm not in that many, but the ones that I'm in, I enjoy myself, right?
Okay. All right. We like that.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy myself a little bit. So I'm in one group. It's called oh man, is it the smut group? 'Cause you know I love
I think it is because we talked about this last week.
yes. I like me a little smut group, and so they implied the question of what book have you read that was so hyped up. But then when you read it, you like, you know what? I cannot. This is some trash. And do you know which book like led the thread off? Like everybody was like, this book is trash.
What's that?
The Enigma series.
Hmm. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with that one.
It's by is it CM Barnes, I think?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one, so I can't piggyback on that one.
Yeah, it's Enigma. Yeah, Enigma is a Winston Hills novel by C.M. Barnes. I was like, what? Because I mean, it got um, so many stars, so many accolades. I'm looking on Goodreads right now. I have a 3,881 um comments, reviews, and of course, I mean, they gave it a 4 star. But I was just like, I was a little thrown off about how many people was basically like, yo, this book is trash. And it's so crazy because if you're looking at all the reviews that it did get, it had more reviews of it not being good. That I don't know. It's crazy. So that leads me to wonder, are we just on the bandwagon? Are these books really that good? You know what I'm saying? Are we reading them? Are we just click, oh my God, this is good. My friend said it was good. So I'm just gonna hype it up too and never really read the book. So do you think we just getting behind one of the favorites or whatnot and just pushing the books that are really not good? What do you think?
Yeah, I know for a fact that that does happen. And then just like with a couple questions we asked a few weeks back about, is social media responsible for pushing these books? Because I do sometimes, I haven't done it in a while, but I do like a book haul, where you get advanced reader copies of books, you promote them. And I think sometimes there are some book talkers or Instagram bookstagrammers who will have a lot of it put a lot of energy behind a book. Maybe they've read it and maybe they haven't. And then I think everybody else, because a lot of people go to those platforms to pick their next good read. And
Mm.
so you got people that but what's good for you may not be good for me, and their energy may not be the same energy I have. And so when I go, if I see somebody who's like, oh my God, this is a really good book, and then I go to read it and I'll be like, what were they reading? Because I ain't feeling that, which is kind of what you got from reading that series. So yeah, I think the social media platforms, the influencers, kind of have a little bit to do with that.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of the reviews, right? And they said, well, one person said, too much sex, not enough plot, felt insta lovey. The love was displayed through sex, and I don't like when books do that. Um, Someone else says, unfortunately, I don't feel the need to continue this series. I didn't have a connection to the characters or get invested in their lives because I don't feel like we've given the characters the chance to. The FMC was the head of cardio thoracic surgery. That's something to get invested in, but we were only given glimpse of that here and there. I guess this just wasn't for me. This is what she said. She says, while the smut scenes were risque, I don't mind them. Just would love more of the character development to shine through. All smut with the plot lines has a afterthought doesn't do it. But if that was the intent, I guess they accomplished the goal. Now,
I
now
love that
that
review.
I love that review too because it wasn't
Right.
like a trash thing. But here's the
Mhm.
thing though, when you look at the author, when you read when you go to CM Barnes, she's her description is she's a black and urban romance and erotica author with a voice as bold as tender. So because of the erotica, and I think we talked about this in 1.2 midnight, because of the erotica label, I mean, doesn't that automatically mean your books are just, I don't want to say smut filled, or just, filled with more just love scenes rather than a plot itself?
Yeah. So for me, my shelves are not filled with erotica, but I will read it if somebody suggested it's a good book or author that I'm following will write it. But I do have to have a storyline behind that. For me to just pick up and just read just all sex scenes and steamy and that's it, no plot, then to me that's just porn. And why for?
Mm, porn and why for?
I shouldn't be using that because that's my baby's name. But when he says it, but I shouldn't be saying that. But yeah, that's what I feel like. I do have to have a story behind all of my steamy stuff. Now I do like a little smut. I like some smut.
Yeah, but it needs to
Speaking
have a
of,
plot.
it needs to have a plot. But speaking of smut, I had an interesting conversation, and I asked a few ladies, "What is smut romance?"
Mm,
So they kind of defined it as they really don't have a definition for it because it's kind of something I feel like that just came out of the blue. Like somebody just started writing it and came up like a tag word and now it's a thing. But you find some authors who've been some of our legends might beg to differ about romance being called smut because apparently it
they
is
don't like
something.
that.
Right, they don't like it because they're writing true romance, and then some people, like maybe our male population, might think of it as writing smut because it has sex scenes in it, and then so they kind of like decrease the value of a good romance. So now we got that kind of thing going on with the smut because but it sells, so authors will write it and put that tagline on it as being smut romance.
But we really don't know what smut romance. Well, smut romance is what it is, right? It's like
Yeah. But is it just a new term for erotica?
it has to be a difference. I mean, just because you're writing, just because you're writing erotica does not mean you don't have to have a plot. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sure.
Maybe it needs to be a difference between erotica and smut. Maybe it needs to be like two different genres.
Okay,
'Cause-
so back in the day when there was a term like the Zane days, right? Because she was
but
probably the one who brought it to the forefront.
but but Zane had plots, a story. You know what I'm saying? Zane had a story. Even like with what's her name, Deja King with the bitch series. There
Hmm.
was a story though. Well, look about the Zane because Zane was more erotica. That Deja was more urban, but it was a plot with it though.
Yeah.
Don't you
So okay,
feel?
so I do feel like that. So smut romance refers to romance stories where explicit sexual content is the central focus, often described in detail alongside emotional or character development. So is it?
Read that again.
Smut romance refers to the to romance stories that where explicit sexual content is a central focus, often described in detail alongside emotional or character development.
Mm. I think we need to get somebody who on here who writes that type of stuff, and
Yeah.
because like let's say Aja
Mm-hmm.
writes some steamy loves, yeah, it be steamy. You be like, girl, what? But it all has a plot around it. So maybe and like because I'm looking at all the reviews for Enigma, And maybe that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like people just this just ain't what this ain't they thing. This ain't they need more. How about that?
Or just like the conversations that we're having around historical and period pieces, maybe these things, because I believe once we become more aware, then the questions is then you start to ask the questions about what is this? Do I really read this stuff? Like the monster romance. Like, do I really read this stuff? Because
And I,
there's so many ways they can categorize a book nowadays.
this is true, and I think too because this book was so long. It was a big book. I didn't know it was this.
Mhm.
I didn't know this book was this long. I was about to read it because I was like, I'm gonna read it. I have it. Um, and now looking at it, this is a big book. And so one of the reviews says, which is you know, eh, the characters are fine, which is great, but the book was long enough to have some depth to it, but it didn't. Another person said page 47 didn't have any particular issues, but it was as far as we was willing to go with the book club. They did it for a book club. I enjoy erotica. However, nothing about this book was written in a heated, intimate way. It may have been vulgar and on theme, but at no point was this arousing, captivating, or well written. 14 pages in, and you're reading about a sex scene that breaks to inform the reader of the character's family tree, like 7 kids in their descriptions, just to go back to the sex scenes. Most chapters included an insufferable aspect that included a pick me character line that had nothing to do with the story or overall character development. I was like, dang. Character and world building are 1 out of 10. I know it's erotica, but this isn't really that. I'd say it's more of a vulgar sex scene where at all possible proceedings to backstory information of the characters that reads like a promo. Fake and male eccentric, it only focuses on a lot of freaky words such as verses, an intimate, sensual book that could make you. Oh my god! I can't even get through this whole thing. So I mean,
Well, it sounds like the review was as almost as long as the book, but again, I haven't heard a bad review though yet, right? I've heard
that's
opinionated
true,
reviews, and that is good. That is
right?
good.
Because they gave their and they're not tearing the book down. They're
Mm,
saying what they you know. Miss Donna said the key word is
is
explicit.
explicit, yeah.
Mm, yep, keyword is explicit.
But here,
Yeah.
let me see what is erotica then, because that's what I'm saying. Like, is it the same stuff?
It, people looking for a plot. People are looking for plots.
Yeah, yeah.
Real
Whether it's
readers.
erotica, smut, whatever it is, I love the steam, and I also love the story. So you give me
Right.
both of those, and then I can get out.
Yeah, LaShawn, we're talking about Enigma by C.M. Barnes. I was in a Facebook group, and someone posed a question: what book got all the hype, but once you read it, you were like, "What the hell is this?" And then so many people said Enigma by C.M. Barnes. So we're just trying to figure out what was the hype. You know,
Yeah,
it
and
seemed like
it's 4 books in that series, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But if the whole series is just a porn fest, I mean, and again, that's cool for those type of readers. Um, but for real traditional, I don't want to say traditional, but just for real romance readers or whatnot who like steamy scenes, they need a plot. But I do appreciate the reviews though, because
Yeah.
they didn't just tear it down. They gave their opinion of what was what, and it seems to all be having the same opinion.
Right. But it seems like people actually, read the book and gave some positive reviews based on if somebody else like me come behind and might want to pick this book up.
Yo, they said the wording is fair. They was like, yo, the words in this book is very vulgar. She says, when I mean vulgar, I mean the words were written with the goal of reaching the nastiest combination of words on paper versus relaying a sensual hit scenes. In the end, the book read along the lines of a lot of information instead of flowing into a storyline.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would make you want to pick it up. It's got a lot of reviews, so a lot of people tapped in on this. So I wonder if this was one of those things that was trending and got a lot of hype, and then everybody went to go read it. But it sounds like it might be for some, it may not be for others.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm trying the 5 stars that it get. I went in expecting heat against this book delivers plenty of it. But what kept me turning pages wasn't just the spice; it was the yeah. Cause so some people, and then hey, we gotta remember the world we live in right now. What's emotionally deaf to some
Yeah.
is trash to others. Like what? What? Where you get emotionally depth at from this? This is crazy. But to each his own.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
to each his own. Let's see here. What do you say, Rashawn? LaShawn says Monica Walters write erotica, but the book, yes, her books have plots. We're talking about the Monica Walters, Rashawn, the Aja's, Casey Mill. All the ones who Casey's
Right.
not that steamy. They steamy, but not like that. Alexandria House is she writes
Right.
erotica.
Yeah, she yes. And then Sherelle Green too dips into a little steam too.
Yeah, we got the legends checking in this morning. Y'all already know we got the legendary Donna Hill on the line checking in with us, helping us along our way. We got legendary Miss Brenda Jackson is in the house, y'all.
Good
Welcome to
morning.
Love
Good
Lives.
morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Love Lives and Bestsellers. We're trying to break down this whole, the trends that are out right now. We're trying to get the difference between smut and erotica. But as Ms. Donna said, the key word is explicit. So CM Barnes, I mean, hey, that's how she described herself as a erotica author. And she gave y'all some erotica on paper. On paper. How about that? Let's go into a little bit of this industry news real quick. Midnight. So what we're not getting erotica on is over at Hallmark, right?
For sure that.
Yeah, let's go into a little entertainment news just a little bit. Jen Lilly, she's one of the darling hearts over at Hallmark, and she left, right? She and along with her other castmates, they left and went over to what's the Great American. I always want to say the Great American Video. Wasn't that like the little video things with like the little dog stuff? I can't remember
Yeah,
the
but
videos.
Great American Values, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, yeah. So they went over there. Let's see here. She starred in a dozen of Hallmark movies over, the last 4 years, but she signed an exclusive contract in late 2021 with Great American Family, the cable network started by former Hallmark Channel CEO Bill Abbott. So Lily decisions to join fellow Hallmark alumni who made the jump, also including Candace Cameron Bure and Danica McKellar. I don't like Candace, but I like Danica
Yeah, no.
McKellar.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I don't like nothing I don't even like nothing Candace is in. I don't even think I liked her as DJ when she was little in Full House. I don't know. I just
Well,
I had no, I had no use
well,
for her then. I had no I had no use for her then. I have no use for her now. I just don't. Um, but Danica McKellar, I liked her in these Hallmark films. I just hope I never meet her in person to figure out what she's on for real. And so people were shocked and disappointed to see her go. She was unexpected. So after Lily's 2-year contract was up in early 2024, she didn't renew. And she told Entertainment Now at the time she didn't want to be tied down by any e- exclusivity agreement. She also expressed how she hoped she wind back up at Hallmark. Well, hey, guess what? Once the network, they did invite her back. That's right. So Lily is back in the folds, and she has a 2026 movie coming up called A Royal Setting. The mom of four realized just how anxious she was about returning. She was telling Entertainment Now. She says, "I wasn't sure if it was going to be awkward coming back to Hallmark. She was there. Was it going to be drama?" She said, and it wasn't. She was like, she was just sweating for nothing. She felt just like, she never left. So, we're going to welcome her back to it. The movie A Royal Setting has
mm,
premiered and is available to stream on Hallmark. right now. She's beaming over her return. So welcome back, Miss Jen Lily, honey.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, she had to come on back home. She said, I don't like it over there. Did you ever watch anything on the Great American Value Network, people?
When they first split up, I did try to watch a few things just so I could see, because I didn't understand the split and why. It was a bunch of stuff going on around about that, but it was just like uh, it's this thing I used to buy my kids these videos like back in the day. I had a subscription so that they could see all good things, trying to root them in good. And it was boring. They didn't watch it, and so it wasn't something that I knew I would subscribe to. So I just watched a few things, and then I was over it. Hallmark is my jam.
Hallmark is your jam. I like Hallmark too. I do some of the some of the mysteries though, because I'm a
Mhm.
myst. I love the mysteries.
Yeah,
Some of the mysteries I just be like, miss me
no,
with that. Yeah,
right, 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 right,
some
right.
of them I
Yeah.
just cannot. I just cannot. And you know who? Oh my gosh, she just gets on my absolutely nerves. And it is not the it's not the characters because they're just reading a script. It's the writers that makes me absolutely tired, right? The freaking Murder She Bake, the Hannah Swenson mysteries.
Oh yeah, I could only
Oh
get
my
through. Yeah.
God, I cannot. I love me some Allison Sweeney. I cannot stand her in this thing. Like, girl, you are not a detective. You are so freaking nosy. She just like the freaking police be like, girl, you can't do this. You are not a detective. You're not a police officer. She goes, she gets in trouble. She expects somebody to come and save her. Then she gets mad because you're not telling me what's happening. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's insufferable. I just cannot. It just
What
makes me
what
absolutely sick.
Well, you know what? When Hallmark, you know how they have the couples, the movies with all your favorite couples in it, and then I
Hmm.
look up, and then they all doing they're doing detective work together. Like,
Oh
okay,
God.
it's a bit much. I was just like, okay, what happened here? Like, did y'all go on break or did y'all brains like freeze? Because not
They
an
should
original
have went
thing.
on break. They should have went on break, man. I just cannot take it. So I'm like, Hallmark, do better. Or even sometimes with the chemistry of you know the chemistry of the people. I can't get into it. I can't get into it. And speaking of another chemistry that I just couldn't get into, did you see the what's the movie, You, Me, and Tuscany?
I
It was
think I did see that.
the
Yeah,
romantic comedy with Halle Bailey and Rajay John. The new movie that just came out.
yeah, yeah.
Did you like it?
I saw the trailer. I didn't see the movie. But I don't know. I haven't had any desire to run and go see it, but I think I am going to.
So this was, again, that hate word again. I just don't like it. So I did not like that people was hanging so much of black romance being adapted into movies on this film. Like this was going to open it up the ways of, you know, for black romance movies to be made. The film was cool. It was cute. It was no chemistry at all,
Yeah, see it. Yeah,
at
it's
all.
it's certain things that have to, especially if it's a romance setting, it has to be some chemistry between the characters. It just has to be.
And I'm like, maybe it was just me. I wasn't. I've been feeling a little under the weather lately, and so I was like, well, maybe it's just me.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm disconnected. But then maybe. But then I, had to go over to my little friend Roger Ebert, see what he was talking about over there, and he's like, "Yo, it is utterly predictable." You know, it was cute. It's a beautiful scenery. Everything was good. And I'm like, yeah, we know it's predictable because it's a romance, so we get it. But it was just, I don't know, something was just off with it. Something was
Yeah.
just off.
Well, everybody can't do everything good.
Yeah, yeah. Was the direct? And I beg the question: was the director black?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But then also too, it goes back to what you're saying too, is you know, it's not the characters or the actors and actresses that's doing it. It's the writing, because they can only do what they're scripted to do.
Well, that's true, but even with the writing, like you can have a little more chemistry. You know what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
something. But I'm just like it had nothing. Hey, Aja, checking in. What's up,
Hey,
baby?
hey, Asha.
Aja, we was talking about you earlier because we was trying to figure out the difference between erotica and um
Smut.
smut. It's so crazy because I thought about Aja when I first read the when I was reading the story, right?
Uh-huh.
And yeah, they said Enigma. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, girl. I had put my, uh, I was ready to fight. I had dressed up in black. I was like, let me go over here and get these fingers ready to go to battle. But I was like, oh, they ain't talking about Aja. They talking about the book Enigma by C.M. Barnes. Okay,
Mm.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Brenda Jackson says she's agreed with Donna. Keyword is explicit. I think some authors are rebranding erotica as smut.
And that's what I was saying. Is that the case?
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, come on, you got it. Erotica. Smut is smut. Smut is sex scenes. Smut is probably what C.M. Barnes wrote, but she said she's an erotica author. So you know, um, according to all the reviews that we did receive that I'm looking at, yeah, it's smut. It is what it is. There's no in depth, no storyline, no plot. It is what it is, and it's so crazy because the way she described her, and I think you know what I think the disappointing part was it's because her synopsis and how she described her characters. You know what I'm saying? To where I think one of them was, hold on, let me go to it. I think one of them, it's the Winston Hill series, of course. A doctor, Dr. Leona James is retired athlete. He's a retired athlete who finds love and healing together after the loss of their spouses. Yeah, man, that was supposed to be. See, okay, midnight. I understand now. I understand it better by and by.
Okay.
So, Dr. Leona James has mastered the art of healing broken hearts, except her own. At 40, that's okay. At 40, she's one of the world's top cardiothoracic surgeons. But the sudden loss of her husband, Angel, has left her emotionally hollow and clinging to the routine of a life that no longer fit. Caleb Black knows grief intimately. A retired pro athlete, he once dreamed of traveling the world with his wife Marie until illness stole her from him far too soon. Now grounded in Winston Hills, he finds unexpected solace in the one woman who truly understands his pain, Lyanna, his late, his late best friend's wife. Hmm. What begins
Mm.
as comfort between two grieving souls slowly simmer into something neither of them saw coming: desire, laughter, and a connection too strong to ignore. But love isn't just theirs. It's just tangled in the past. As Leona and Caleb navigate their growing feelings, they must also confront long buried family secrets and the guilt that threatens to pull them apart. Okay, I get it now. I get it. When you're reading this synopsis and then you read the book and all you seeing is sex scenes, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And
Yeah.
then then she's 40. I don't know how old Caleb is. So it gives you, and then you're talking about death and grief and all that. So
Yeah, you expect to have some substance about the characters, why they're in the positions that they are, and why is hooking up, is healing or hurting. Yeah, I get that
yeah,
too.
yeah. So when you open it up and all you seeing is them, yeah, sleeping together. And then you're like, yeah, that makes no sense. So I understand why now, in the reviews that we're, and there's a lot of them too. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
I understand now they're saying it needs more depth, more
Mhm.
character development. The book was too long not to have any depth, not to explore even the background of each person. I get that. That's an emotional book.
Right, very, very emotional. And it even says that it's a deeply emotional, slow burning tale of healing, forbidden desire, and courage it takes to choose happiness. Yeah, if they don't have any of that speaking to that, then I can see where they might have kind of missed the mark for some readers.
But if this one reader says she's in book 47 and stopped because all she's been reading is sex scenes, then where's the
Mhm.
slow burn, girl? Girl, where's the slow burn, girl? I don't understand. I think I'm gonna pass. I have it right here. Of course, it was gifted to me. I'm gonna read it anyway because it was gifted to me. Because I might be like, sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. You know what I mean?
Right. And
It
then
is what it
sometimes when this almost feels like a challenge, right? So when you
do it though.
read, well, yeah, okay. So for a reader, okay, you know what? Hear me out.
Okay.
So when you read something like this and you read these reviews and you get all of these mixed reviews about something, you kind of want to see like where do I fit in at that. So if you do have the time to read the book, I will be curious to find out where you feel like where you land in between these
Where I
reviews.
land in between. Okay, I'm gonna let you know where I land in between. Yeah, yeah. There's my Enigma series, and then that's the book. Yeah, so it was the book Enigma that they was talking about Aja, because girl, I went over there and made sure, honey. I love that and made sure. She also said that smut is being used for anything that has explicit, X. But erotica is an art. Yes, Aja, it's an art. It's about creating a world that allows the reader to release their, okay,
All
inhibitions.
right. I like
Yes,
that.
and enjoy the
Okay.
entire ride. I like that.
Okay.
See, that's it. See, we needed you, Aja. Aja got us together, honey, because I was like, girl, what is happening over here? We don't know what's going on. Brendan Jackson says, why do movie reviewers or readers, people label some romance movies or stories as predictable? Why are they? What are they expecting from a romance novel or movie? It will always end in a happy ending. It will end in a happy ending. That is true. I don't know. I think some of them, when they say predictable, it's maybe sometimes the storyline. I guess midnight.
Yeah,
It's gonna
so
be.
yeah, okay, so I feel like predictable to them is that say you have well, I don't know, because she's kind of right. Because like if I'm reading a friends to lovers and I know who my characters are, I know that those friends are going to become lovers by the end of the book. So
Well, yeah, so
I don't know.
that we do know, but I'm just saying, like, I guess the course, the journey that it takes to get to that happy ever after, maybe the storyline itself is
Yeah,
predictable.
because you
You
don't want to
know,
pick. Yeah, you don't want to pick up a book and you read the synopsis and you see this, and then you was like, "Why do I read it? I know what's going to happen. They're gonna get together." But those characters have characteristics that makes the put the ingredients into the story. So you might want to know: should they be together? Should they not be together? Do you agree with
mm,
it? Those are some of the things that you can kind of that would hold the reader to that book because
right,
they're two friends and they're going to be together by the end of the book.
right, like this book, the Enigma book. You know what I'm saying? And it's number one bestseller right now in urban erotica. Reading this synopsis, even though I know they will probably be together at the end or whatnot. I mean, you never know with an erotica author because sometimes they might it might be different. I I would read this
Yeah.
knowing that
It,
they would get together, but the journey itself, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what how they're gonna get together? Like, what's gonna happen? Like with the navigation, it says long buried family secrets, but I think sometimes could be predictable to where you're like, I knew she wasn't gonna say nothing, or you know what I mean? Or I knew
mm,
this was gonna happen like this, or I knew she probably gonna end up this way instead of it going the other way, or. So I think
Yeah.
that the storyline itself might be predictable.
Well, and I think Miss Donna wrote it. She said it's the conflict. So the conflict is really, even though we know that those couples are going to be ending up together, it is the conflict that
Mm.
you actually opening up the book for, because you want to see what's happening.
Mm. You know, I thank God for these legends. I tell you, they be
Mm-hmm.
doing master classes. Thank y'all for the master classes this morning. Coming up in the 11 o'clock hour, we have Miss Delaney Diamond, USA Today's bestselling author, Miss Delaney Diamond, will be joining us. Like I said, she got some good stuff coming up. And then, of course, we'll be talking about some of everything that's going on in this romance world. Speaking of some of everything, Midnight, Pen America. Pen America. Have you heard of them before?
Mm-hmm. You and
Pen
you
America.
and you were talking about them.
Yeah, Pen America. In partnership with Hachette, Macmillan, and Penguin Random House, Penn will create a U.S. author safety program, which will offer safety training, consultations, resources, and peer support for U.S. authors who are facing harassment and security risks connected to their work. The program will roll out this summer and begin safety consultations with small groups of authors in the fall. One of the administrators says we have heard from countless authors, illustrators, and translators who are under siege, fending off a steady stream of abuse and threats online and at book events. Wow, that is crazy. How
Yeah,
bad,
I
man?
have no words for that. I never thought in my wildest dreams, and I've been a reader for a long time, that it would come to this. So I mean, I guess authors and stuff is celebrities now. So you're gonna have to walk around with security, y'all.
This is crazy. So, Pen America's co-CEO Clarissa Razez, she said in the release, she said, through this new program, the literary and publishing community is stepping up together because writers should not be forced to choose between their safety and their voice. For years, Pen America has helped journalists cope with online harassment, and we have fought for the freedom to write, read, and learn. Now, we're bringing all the experience together to meet the moment. Every writer silenced by intimidation is a loss for readers and for our democracy. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. That is crazy. Did y'all know about that? That is a mess. Like, what kind of, why are you getting bullied for a book?
Right. When all you have to do is just, if you don't like it, you don't like what's going on, just don't read it. Don't pick up the book. Don't follow the author. I mean, there's so many other things you can do besides death threats.
Besides death threats, that is great. It's, oh my god. So we're gonna, let me see. There was something else going on over at Twitter. I'm gonna find that, but while I'm looking for it, I'm gonna read Aja responding to Miss Brenda. I believe people require much more to be entertained these days. There's so much media that they are desensitized. So creators need to go over the top. This is true. So that's my observation and
And,
opinion. You're absolutely right about that.
yeah, and that's just crazy. But you know, it has some, it may have merit to it.
That is correct. I'm
Yeah,
still stuck
yeah.
on. They don't had to get a. They had to go get a whole freaking organization because y'all out here bullying these authors. Now they don't show up for your shit, then y'all gonna be like, I can't get nobody to show up. So speaking of bullying, midnight. Okay, here's another thing. So this young lady, she did a T-shirt right for Jacquel J, and on her T-shirt, she customized it for herself. It's so crazy because I seen a T-shirt like that. A lot of Brandon Jackson's T-shirts is like that. We was just at Spring Fling, Chicago Spring Fling, and I got a shirt that says Chicago Spring Fling. On the back of it, it has what Adriana Herrera, Sherry Thomas, and Brandon Jackson. I
Mm-hmm.
was in Houston, and we was on the Spilling the Tea tour, and a book club showed up, and they had the books and Brenda's, all her books and stuff on a T-shirt. And we thought it was flattering. And, of course, Brenda was like, I need a shirt. And I was like, I need one too, ma'am. Get two. Um, you know what I'm saying? So We thought it was flattery, but apparently, no, not. So Jaquel J had to come online and calm her fans down a little bit because this young lady had did a T-shirt custom made for herself, and they bullied her. So the young lady's like, she's not gonna wear the shirt. So Jaquel J comes on. She says, "Wow, I appreciate you guys always looking out for me because we know some folks love to sell things with authors' work on it. It comes to my attention that someone got a shirt made for her personal use. I'm not on Threads, but have friends there that are there that would bring things to my attention." She went on to say, "I've always said you can use my things for personal use. From my understanding, she took her favorite author's cover and got a shirt to wear to book events. Nothing wrong with that. I have cousins come see me all the time with shirts they made. They even gifted to me at the same time." So she says, if anyone can show her this, wear your shirt, lovely. I think it's super cute, and your favorite authors are all chef's kiss. Now back to my corner to finish these deadlines. So she had to come up out of her writing cave to address this because the girl was getting bullied online because she made a custom T-shirt. She showed it to everyone, and they started to bully her. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, but they should they should try to find out first before they go after somebody, because while I mean it's an honor to have people out there that's covering the author's back, sometimes you just have to try to figure out what's going on before you go lashing out. And then see, that could have turned into something, more than it needed to be.
It was the young girl got off. She got off of Twitter. I mean Threads, and she's just, they just. I'm like, how y'all just go? Why y'all keep bullying people? Won't y'all mind y'all damn business?
As long as the girl is not excuse me, as long as the girl is not selling the stuff, then
Right.
I think she's good. I mean, I don't think she's crossing any lines there.
I don't think so either, but girl, you just never know. It was crazy, but I'm glad because you have so many. And that's another thing about authors. I do understand that you cannot address everything, but if you see someone out here getting bullied, you know what I'm saying. I think it's your right to step in and say something. So big ups to Jacquel J for doing that because I think that was all right there. Because
Yeah,
she could just been like, girl, I don't get it, She she said
yeah.
the vendor crossed all the lines.
Mm.
Some of the vendors do. Some some of the vendors do. It's crazy. Some of the vendors cross it all. Oh man, speaking of crossing all the lines and all this good stuff, we had long lines at their places last week. We was in Chicago, Spring Fling, midnight.
Mm. Yeah,
I wasn't feeling the best, but my stick partner was there. She had my back, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you
yeah,
for,
yeah.
for
It,
that.
it was a good event.
It was
Like
a
I
great
said,
event.
in the broadcast, I mean, lots of information, and I mean, I even took a class. Okay, so I took a class on what was the class? It was by what's her name? Bert. Uh, what's her name? Oh my God, the lady who talked to us about the historical.
Terry Brisbane.
Terry Brisbane. So she had a class on the do's and don'ts, or the anatomy, almost not the anatomy of writing a book. So I got some homework. I brought home some homework. I'm gonna take a look at that and see what I could do with it.
Yeah, Terry got us all the way together. Terry is hilarious too. Brenda Jackson said, I enjoyed Spring Fling and spending time with other authors and readers. Spring Fling was so fun. Adriana Herrera was one of the headliners. Of course, Miss Brenda Jackson was the other, and Sherry Thomas.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I miss Sherry's class, but I've already taken her class before,
yeah,
her master class. So, but Sherry did an awesome job. Adriana, of course, did an awesome job, and of course, Miss New York Times yesterday's best and author, Miss Brenda Jackson, did an amazing job with her keynote. Spring Fleet, it had a different vibe this year. It's
yeah.
always good. Maybe it was the penthouse midnight. I don't know.
I don't know, but I would, big shout out to Pam and Shannon, the
Oh,
organizers, and then now we know Sherry is it Sherry? that's a big part of this now.
Cheryl can,
Girl,
yeah,
I
yeah. Cheryl
I
Kennedy.
would,
She's the president of Chicago North.
yeah. So big ups to them for putting on an amazing event as always.
Yes, it was amazing. I had a great time. I couldn't, like I said, I was not feeling good, y'all. So, if you walked up on me and I was looking weary and weary and battered down, I was. I had problems in my life. But I'm on the mend now. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I gotta get ready, man, because I got so many events coming up, man, that I can't be just bottled down now.
Yeah,
Gotta,
yeah.
gotta
We got
get
to
this
get it
thing on.
together.
Speaking of events, if you're in Washington, D.C. right now, Washington, D.C., my girl Rona D is over at Chocolate City Lit. Yes, Chocolate City Lit is going on right now. Rona D is over there. She's on Romance Boulevard. Romance
Wow.
Boulevard. Yes. So if you're hearing us right now, you in Washington, D.C., and you're going to be joining, I'm going over to Chocolate City Lit today in D.C. Make sure you go check out Rona D. She's on Romance Boulevard. When you walk up on and say, Rona, Shay said for me to come over here and look at your girl. You know what I'm saying? So go over there and check her out. Go look at her. It's cute over there. They got a lot of little stuff going on over there, girl. With Chocolate City Lit. Chocolate City Lit. Let's see what else we got going on midnight. Who else is doing things? Um,
We got Kennedy Ryan is in the news these last few weeks here. She's got some looks like the Skyland series might be going from page to screen. So you want to stay tuned for that.
Congratulations on that.
Yep, 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 yep.
Congratulations. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. All right, so let's see here. So we got Chocolate City Lit that's going on now. Kennedy Ryan is going from pages to screen. Hey, Sunshine, Miss LaShira Lee checking in. Hey, LaShira. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey there, Miss LaShira.
Hey, that's right, Miss Donna. Miss Donna Hill, you're in DC now on the road. Yes, on the road heading home. Hey, Chocolate City Lit. You'll stop through there. Go over there and just smack Rona for me and be like, hey, girl. She's on Romance Boulevard. Chocolate City Literature Festival is going on right now. It's just today, I think. It's just a 1 day event. It's just a 1 day
Oh,
event. Yeah,
okay.
1 day event. I don't know. They
Hey,
got how many authors over there? It's a lot of authors over there too. If I was feeling better, I would have went over there and hung out for a little bit. But we're gonna try to see can we check them out next year. Okay, so Chocolate City Lit. If you're in the DC area, go over there and check it out. Rona's over there on Romance Boulevard. Romance Boulevard. Hey JB
th-
checking in. Hey girl. Hey Miss
thanks for
JB.
checking in, Sister
Thanks
Love.
for checking in. Lashira, you said there is an event in Cali as well. What event is going on in Cali right now, girl? What event is going on in Cali right now? And there's so many other events that's coming up. Of course, we got the Black Romance Book Festival is going down May 29th through the 31st in Atlanta. They do have tickets available. So if you are going, you just have a general admission ticket. They do have add-on tickets available for the comedians that's going to be there. One of the comedians, unfortunately, won't be able to make it. What's her name? Zainab, I think. I think she had a conflict, scheduling conflict, so she won't be there. But the other comedians will be there, and they still have tickets for the add-ons for the Bookchella with Lloyd and Pleasure P, and it was another. So all the entertainment add-ons are still available. So just go to the blackromancebookfest.com and get your tickets. They are still available. The hotels, I think the hotels are sold out, but they're all, you might can't get that block, but I would still say try the hotels. And then there are hotels in the surrounding areas as well. So you're going to have a good time with that. Midnight, what other festivals, things that we have coming up? Then we're going to get Miss Delaney Diamond on the line. Miss Delaney Diamond. She's going to be talking to us about all things her. And like I said, she got a new project coming up as well. So we're going to talk to her about that. Any other festivals that we're missing that's
Uh,
coming up?
Not really a festival, but if anybody is in the Milwaukee area or either Chicagoland area willing to travel, I believe that Miss Danielle Allen is going to be over at the Well Read Damsel bookstore for a book signing and a little bit of a chat. Uh, Danielle Allen just came out with her the third book and the completion of the series of it's called the Curve series. So Big Blitz, Blit Girl Blitz just came out April 14th, and that completed the series. You got Curvy Girl Summer, Plus Size Player, and the Girl Blitz. So she is going to be over at the Well Read Damsel in Milwaukee area, Milwaukee, Wisconsin area, on April 28th. I'm sorry.
Okay,
So if you're in that area, go and check her out.
All right, yeah, go check her out. I like Miss Allen, honey.
Yeah. And then I like the series too. I haven't read the third book, and I have to finish the second book, and I haven't read the third book yet. But it is a good series.
All right, cool. Let's see what else. We'll go to the chat. Let's see, Callie Conlon. Let's see here. Good morning, Miss Connie. All right, let's see. Lashira got us together. It's Callie Converse Books and Denim Takeover. Wow. Books and Denim Takeover.
Yeah,
I like that.
I know. I like that.
I like that too. All right, we still have our question for the day, midnight. The question for today is what now?
Are we underestimating the power of the library card?
Are we underestimating the power of the library card? I'm laughing because I'm reading Donna Hill. She said, and listen, and this is why, hold on, let me hide this comment real quick. This is why, midnight, we need legends. This is why I'm constantly saying, you got to come to Raw, Romance Readers and Writers, October 29th through the 31st, to hear the legends, to see them in person, to see and to hear what they've written, what they've gotten out here. We've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? It's these new age people are writing stuff and reading things, and they're like, "Oh my God, this has never been done before." You're like, "Yes, it has. Yes, it has." So, Donnie Hill said, "No shade," but Brenda, me, and Francis Ray and Monica Jackson did Big Girl Books a long time ago. They did, and they was very much successful.
Right. But this goes back to the earlier when we were talking about people are saying that where the Black romance writers. It's like where you at? Yeah. So
yeah, we here.
Yeah, there's other people doing it. Yeah, there's other people doing it. And again, that's why we have legends. You know what I'm saying? Because
people don't be understanding, man. And this ain't never been done before. Are you for real? Lashira said there's the Chicago Book Expo. That's right. Oh, what the Chicago midnight? You know about the Chicago?
No. I mean, no. I know about that one. I also know about that one. We got Raw that's coming up in October. We also have Iris Boland's 50th anniversary that's coming up in December 3rd through the 6th. So yes, these are all events that big ticket items that's coming up.
Big ticket items that's coming up. JB says, I remember that collaboration. Yes, JB, you sound like you closed your eyes and remember that collaboration. LaShirley says, I like to collaborate with library. Yeah, LaShirley, she's a library queen, honey. She's always, talking to me about the libraries, this, and I'm like, what? The libraries? I don't go to the library, but LaShira, I'm going to get a library card. I'm going to visit Donna Hill over at Medgar Evers University, and I'm going to go in their library, and they're going to hook me up because I did not know, me in the libraries, I just did not know that everybody need a library card like that.
What I told you that my physical book club is part of the Chicago Public Library, right? So that's where we meet for library for our book club. But there was a lady early on in our group who we were reading more indie authors, and some of the indie authors wasn't on the shelves in the library. Some of the ones that we were reading, and this lady explained to us that the library card, her library card is the biggest investment that she has ever made. And she said, while she would love to read all of these other authors, she wants to use her library card. So we had to read books that were on the shelf in the library.
All right, so that means you guys
Sometimes,
make sure that you guys get your books in the library. Donna Hill said public libraries and university libraries are different.
yeah, that's true. That is true.
Ah, they're different. JB, we agree with you. We should advocate more for our libraries. That is true because they are everywhere. Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's true. And then we're gonna come back with some more events that's coming up and some more news and all the good stuff. But right now, yeah, the library is, yeah, you're right. The library is the largest buyer of books. And I was reading something in was it in Congress? It was something I was reading. I was watching it on the news actually, and they were saying how we charge the libraries more to carry the books or to get the books than anybody else. I'm like, that ain't right. Huh?
Mm,
It's not right. But
yeah.
hey, we'll understand it better by and by. And coming up right now. Welcome to the bestseller seat right here, Love Lives and Bestsellers. We have USA Today's bestseller author, Miss Delaney Diamond. Miss
Woohoo!
Delaney,
Hello, hello.
how are you, darling?
I'm fine. How are you ladies doing?
We are great. We are so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Happy.
Have you been
Thank you
listening?
so much for coming back with you. So sorry about last week.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand. No problem.
Yeah, we had technical difficulties. I don't know. We think we was trying to hotwire the and we was I think we was still in the streaming internet in the hotel. They was like, yeah, nah, that's not how y'all doing it. So we appreciate you. We appreciate
That's
you.
what it was.
Yeah, girl, and we was perplexed too. We was like, what? What's wrong? Why did not?
But what was so funny about that is that we had did a whole 40 minutes of the show and it was good too. We had the passion and everything, and people was like, we can't hear you, we can't hear
Oh,
you.
no.
I know, right? And that's so. And what our good friend JV was like, yeah, y'all need to start over. I was like, okay, you know what?
And
Thanks,
we were like,
JV.
look, we was like, oh wow, let's contact Delaney Diamond and let her know
Yeah.
this ain't gonna happen.
So thank you for waking up early on this Saturday morning and coming and help and being in the bestseller seat with us again. We really, really appreciate you, Miss Diamond. You are
Happy to
one
do it.
of our favorites, and we're just happy you came to because we know, no shit, no shade. We know you don't play with just anybody, so we're happy. we we're happy to be in the number
Thank you. Thank you.
that you decided to wake up this morning and come out and hang out with us. So we really, really appreciate you for that.
It's my pleasure, I promise.
Pleasure is all ours. So, in here, we just do like a little quick segment of, of what you got going on, all the good stuff. So we won't, as old folks say, we won't be before you long. We just got a couple of questions. And you know what we're gonna do, we'll start off with something, just something light, and then we'll go into, because you have a different another platform that you just started not too long ago, and we're trying to get that out to the authors and to the readers to come and be a part. Well, it's the authors platform to come and be a part of. So but right now though, Ms. Dodd, we want to know, and Midnight, you can start getting your questions together on your end. What keeps you writing love stories in a market that's constantly changing?
Ooh, good question. Actually, I just love writing about love, to be honest. I don't think that I've lost the passion for writing about falling in love and, the whole process of that and just having your happily ever after, especially for women of color, Black women specifically. I think that being able to write those stories and know that readers enjoy them and can see themselves in those stories, that definitely keeps me writing. I just love doing it. I haven't run out of ideas yet, so I've got more stories to write for sure.
No,
No,
I love that.
I'd
Yeah.
love to hear that.
Yeah. Speaking of ideas though, so how do you stay authentic though when because the industry is constantly shifting.
Hmm.
So it's like, how can you stay authentic in the stories that you write?
I think that one of the things is really just connecting with readers, because I get a lot of feedback from the readers in my readers lounge. I also get feedback when people write to me just via email, or just reach out via social media. So it's not, for me anyway, it's not difficult, because as long as I'm getting that feedback, even in the reviews, knowing that this is what people want to read and that they're still enjoying those stories makes it very easy. For me, I don't feel the need to write something that I don't necessarily want to write, because what I am writing still resonates with the readers that enjoy it. So,
Hmm. I love it. So they're over in the chat. They're all saying good morning to you,
good
um,
morning.
Miss Delaney, Diamond, JV. Then we have one question because that's another thing too because
That's it. That's it.
yeah, everyone loves you, and it's so funny that we're like whatever Delaney puts out, we're just gonna buy it anyway. It's all
Mm,
it's like we're like old friends or something. But as JB says, are we ever going to see you anywhere? Because you don't do book events at all. And do you feel that has that hindered anything you got going on?
It has not, at least not to my knowledge. But to answer JB's question, I've thought about it. I mean, actually, if
Mm-mm.
for anyone who has been with me basically from the beginning, I did an event very, very early in my career. It was in Atlanta. So anyone who came to that event actually met me. But I haven't done any since then. And so I do get that question, and I do think about it. The answer is maybe. But right now, yeah, I'm just more comfortable being incognito for now.
I get it. I get it.
mhm.
So yeah, so the first event that you did at uh early on because I mean early on you've had a long career, Miss Diamond. I'm just saying. So early on, did you not like it? Like what made you decide I'm just gonna not do this?
Okay, so I'm going to be really, really honest here. I get
Uh,
extremely nervous when I do events.
okay.
And so when I did that event, that's the way that I felt. I felt very, very nervous, even though I probably didn't show it. At least I hope I didn't show it, but that's the way I felt. And then when I went back to my room later, I was exhausted. I was really,
Mm,
really tired. And I realized that it takes a lot out of me when I do it. So I decided that that wasn't going to be my way to connect with readers moving forward. I decided that the best way for me is to do either audio events or things like this. I can do audio and feel a lot more comfortable, and it doesn't stress me out as much.
right.
Um, and I can do online, like social media, or do my group, that kind of thing. But in-person events really stress me out. I
We
don't know
gotta
where
get
that
you
comes
at the
from.
right event. Like Delaney, you gotta come to Raw. I'm just saying. You will feel so safe. Lashira, I see you. Lashira said, well, workshops, so you having a Raw. Lashira, we having a whole bunch of workshops. The legends are doing the workshops. So you know
Mhm.
how they do. They're letting me know what they're doing. Susie Elizabeth Phillips, Andrew Gray will be doing one. Monica Walters, they're all going to be doing one. I'm trying to see now. Behind the scenes, I'm gonna see can I get Delaney to come and do one for me or something. I don't know. Delaney, you got to come to Raw. Raw is different. You know what I'm saying? Like Raw, it's easy. It's with all your fellow friends.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like you're spending the weekend with your favorite author. It's real mellow.
Mhm.
You can hang out. Last year we had Howard Hewitt. Before Regina Bell, you just go be there. Just it's like a juke joint for romance legends. You know.
Right, right.
You know,
Sure.
Look,
So,
look, her
maybe.
stress level. Look, her stress level just went up. You just said juke joint.
no, no, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, all you're gonna do is laugh the whole weekend long. Laugh 'cause it's crazy. Brenda Jackson says a Delaney Diamond novel is a go-to read for me when I
Oh my
want to
goodness.
wind down and enjoy a good romance story. Her books were recommended to me by a church member, and I I like that a lot of her books, and she like a lot of your books in audio. All right, Miss Brenda Jackson.
Oh my goodness. Brenda Jackson. Thank you.
Did I just stress you out again? I'm
Oh,
sorry. My bad. Mhm.
oh my goodness. You just made my year. Thank you so much.
So now when you come to Raw, I got some more under my sleeve now. I got some stuff under my sleeve. I can, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, it'll be it will be amazing.
Oh,
It will be
sure. I've
amazing.
seen the pictures and the clips, and I've seen the pictures and clips from other events, and they look amazing. They look like a great time.
It's a
But
great. It's a good
yeah,
time. I'm just saying. Well, hey, listen. I'll bring a couple of edibles. You'll be fine.
maybe that's what I need.
I got you. You
But
you'll
thank you,
be
Miss Jackson. I appreciate that so much. That it's a huge compliment for you to say that.
you'll be just fine. So Delaney, midnight. Before I take over the conversation, I just like talking to Miss Delaney. So
Look, I do too. So she's got to come on. Look, you're gonna have to come on another show with me again, so I
definitely.
can talk to you. But anyway, I have a question for you. So, what is something about this industry that has changed how you move?
Um, what has changed? You know what? I think that there's been, well, over the past few years, when I first started, you wrote your book, you make sure you edited it, you reached out to readers and just the normal stuff. But I think nowadays it's gotten to be a lot more difficult because you have to run ads, and you don't have the reach that you used to with social media. And so that makes it a lot more difficult to reach the readers that would be interested in our books, for sure. And so I think that basically that's the biggest issue for me is the marketing, um,
Hmm.
because you have to really pivot. It's not the same as it's not the same that it was early on in my career. Not at all. Things have definitely changed.
Yeah, yeah. And you're primarily a self-published author, or are you? But you're a hybrid as well. So we consider you a
Right.
hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm with Harlequin for one of my series. It's the Omega Team series, but all my other books are self-published.
Yeah. Speaking of Harlequin, how is this new change coming up going to affect you, if at all?
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to affect me, to be honest. They haven't sent anything out to us specifically to say how it will, but um, I'm hoping that it doesn't affect us, because I know that AI is big in the industry and all that, but I plan to still, I'm still putting out my books the same way, so I don't know how that's going to change my process.
Mm. And I have to
Hmm.
say, I did have the pleasure of meeting you at one event. It was the Brab event that you were at
That's the
How
one.
midnight
That's
meet
the
you?
one.
yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
wait.
And yeah,
No
so
comment.
it was after that. It was after meeting you that I actually jumped on the bandwagon of reading your books. And I have to
Oh,
tell
okay.
you, I have not stopped, and I have enjoyed every one that I have picked up.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I didn't know
Now,
that that's when
now
you
I'm
started
jealous.
reading me. Okay.
Yep.
And I saw JB, she just posted something, but I didn't get to see what she said. I don't know, she's
She
because I
said,
wasn't
About
looking.
her being an introvert.
Okay, she said she's interested, but I have a lot of it to say. Okay.
And then
Maybe
Brenda
that,
Jackson says she's looking forward to meeting you one day.
oh,
Um,
we actually met before. We met at an RWA event.
see, now you gotta just come back. So you know what I'm saying? 'Cause reintroduce yourself. I have
Right.
author DL White is in the building. She said she had
Hey,
to come in.
DL.
Yes. TL White is in the building. Donna Hill said, yeah, you are so right. Marketing is a whole nother job. Marketing is just, oh my God.
Yeah, it really has changed quite a bit. And then, as we're talking about being in front of, like going to events, good grief, there's so many events now. And there's just a lot of ways for readers and authors to interact and meet. But that's not how it was. I mean, Midnight mentioned Brab. There were maybe like a handful of events back in the day. And now there's, gosh, I don't even know,
Well,
dozens.
it's like a handful a month. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't know
It's
how
a
everyone keeps up with them. But yeah, there's a lot.
we
Yeah, I,
don't.
I look. I
We
used to be. I used to be wheels up on going to an event almost every month. To the point where my boss even knew. Had to start asking me when you're going to be here, when I could work, because I was going to so many events. But after a while, when they start ramping back up after COVID, I was like, I can't keep up. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
It's a lot. It's
It
a
really,
lot. They be good though, but it'd be a
Yeah.
lot.
It'd
It'd
be
be
good.
good, but it'd be a lot. So, Delaney,
mhm.
you have a new a passion project that you have out now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Okay, so I created this website. It's a directory called Books by Black Authors. And the idea behind it was to create sort of like a searchable directory where readers who are looking for any particular genre or a theme or anything like that that they're interested in, that they could just go to the website and search by that keyword or genre for a specific author. It's also, you can also search by location. So say you're a reader in the Caribbean or a reader in Canada and you want to know if there are any authors writing in the genre that you like to read in your country or city or whatever. You can also you can also search by that as well. And so um, the other part to the website is the blog, where I curate deals that I run across on the internet. Like if I catch a deal that someone is running, say they have their book on sale or it's for free. If I catch it, then I'll make a note of it, and then I also, of course, just go online to Amazon or different places and do my research to try to find them. And so the point of that is, again, to also just let readers find authors and get an easier way to to start reading them. It kind of, instead of you paying full price, for example, sometimes it's easier to get a book at a discount because the barrier to entry into that author's catalog has been lowered. And so that's just another way for us to find good authors to read. And part of the reason that I wanted to do that too is because, BookBub used to be huge for authors. And I find that I can't find any good deals by Black authors on there anymore. It's very rare. And a lot of it is not even fiction, which is what I mostly read. And so I just wanted to give readers another opportunity to discover authors, Black authors that they might not know, but also to give authors the opportunity to get some publicity and exposure without having constantly to pay for it. Because that's the other thing too. It has gotten extremely expensive to promote yourself as an author. I mean, everyone has, you have to pay, and then the costs keep going up and up and up. With this, authors can list themselves on the website completely free. They can list their book sales and their new releases absolutely free. And as long as they fill out the form, I'll put it into the newsletter and send it out to the readers. So I just started this a couple months ago, so it's not where I want it to be. I'm still tweaking the website every now and again, and still kind of figuring out, the format that I want to use. But every week I put out I think this week I put out 9 books on sale, but I've had as many as 17, 22. It just depends on what I find online and what people submit through the form.
I
Okay.
That's it.
love it.
I
I
love
love it.
absolutely love
Miss,
that. That
yeah,
sounds like something I need right now.
exactly. And we're gonna talk about more of that on how they can sign up. But we, Miss Beverly Jenkins just jumped in the chat. She said, "I'm just
Hello.
up in waving at you, Delaney."
Waving back. Waving back.
Hey, hey, Miss Beth.
Got the legends coming in, checking in on us.
I know. This is great. Wow.
I know. See, you brought all the you brought everybody to y'all. Your milkshake brought all the girls to the yard, Delaney. See, this is your safe place, your community. I'm trying to tell
Right,
you.
right.
This is just like being that raw almost, at a lower scale.
And it look right, and it look. She said she's just waking up. Morning, just waking up. Good morning, Auntie. Good morning.
Good morning.
The BJ's checking in, y'all. The BJ's checking in. Oh man, so that's a good thing. So you just decided, well, you told us why because of you know what we need to, Delaney. It's so many, because you're right about BookBub and different ones. A lot of authors don't know how to even do campaigns to put their books on these different platforms.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I mean, sometimes it's difficult because they won't, for instance, with BookBub, they only select a certain amount of books that they'll promote. So you have to write it just the right way, and you have to prove that people would actually want to download your book. Whereas with my platform, Books by Black Authors, submit it and it will be included, basically. Because I don't, unless it ends up being that I get hundreds or something, which I don't anticipate that happening. I think that we should be able to have a platform where our books can be exposed to readers, and the books stay on the website. So anytime someone stumbles across the website, they can still search for the books, and they can still find them, and they can still discover the authors. The deal might be gone, but the book will still be there. So.
Okay.
I love it. So how can they? We can throw it and put the link in the chat for the authors and how they can go onto your site and sign up. The form, sign up and get their books, get everything set up. I like that.
Yeah, they just need to go to booksbyblacauthors.co, not com, co. And once they get there, they'll see the links to sign up and to just get their profile on the directory. And it doesn't take very long. It's about 90 minutes. You just have to upload your profile pic, upload a few books, because you're allowed to upload up to 3 books on there, and put your website and things like that, so that when readers do come on there and they search and they find you, they can go directly to your website, or they can click and purchase one of your books through Amazon or something like that. So it's very, very easy.
Booksbyblacauthors.co.
Yes, that's it.
That is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I really want it to be a resource for us in the community. And we were talking about events earlier, and there's even an event listing as well. So if you're an author or someone who is organizing an event and you want it up there, you can put it up there for free. Everything is free. I just want it to be a resource for everyone.
We love it. All right, well, girl, I'm gonna go over there, honey, and load all my little authors up, honey.
Yes,
I'm gonna load them up. You're gonna be like, Shay, how many you got? I got all of them. It's just black, right?
Just black, yes.
Okay, just black. Oh man, we can ask Delaney the question midnight that we had on our first show. What's considered, Delaney? We had a little, what's considered black romance? What a writer of black romance? We had some controversy because there was a white author who was invited to an event. It was a black romance event and whatnot. But of course, she all her characters are black. So they was like, she's a black romance author, but no one, actually asked to see like who the author was and what color she was, because she's she's white. So that one is white. They had another one that was biracial. So I felt like they should have let the biracial one come in because her black side, one drop, I think you're good anyway. And
Wow.
so
People had a
yeah, she
problem
got
with a biracial.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They was like they say that's multicultural. That's not black romance. If you're biracial, that's considered multicultural or whatever. And I was like, okay. So we concluded that black romance is black author through and through who writes black characters, and that's it.
I
Is that
see.
your is that
So
your opinion?
who are the people making up these rules? Who are the
Y'all readers.
Okay, so I guess the question is what makes a black romance then, right? Hmm. I mean, for me personally, I always think of black romance as being two black people. I just remember when I first started writing, it was multicultural. It was considered multicultural, and in fact, I think that was what the Kamani line was called. It was like a multicultural line, even though
Hmm.
both parties were black. And same thing with Amazon. Amazon's multicultural. They had multicultural and interracial together, right? Which is still together. But if I remember correctly, that's where we used to put all our black romance as well, until they sort of separated it out and made black and African American separate. Um, so for the longest, I just, that was in my head because that's the way that everything was split up until we sort of had black romance split off from multicultural. As far as whether or not you need to be black to write it, I guess I never really thought about that because I look more at what the characters look like. So if the two characters are black, or of one of them, even if one of them is of black descent, they're not like fully black, maybe like biracial, like you said, or something. I still consider that black romance. So, and then of course, interracial, we know what that is. It's like people of completely different races. But yeah, I never thought about the person having to be black, and the author, I mean, having to be black. And I am very, very surprised that people had a problem with a biracial person writing black romance. That's insane. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah,
But,
it was these
um,
people got issues with everything. It's crazy. Yeah, Donna Hill, legendary Donna Hill, she agreed with you. She said, yes, we were multicultural.
okay, so my memory is right. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they
that's what it was.
multicultural.
We were multicultural.
She also wanted to say, see, that's what black romance authors have always been like. Thanks, Delaney.
Hmm.
Yes, honey. Delaney in here dropping diamonds and things. That's why she's Delaney
Yeah,
Diamond.
it's I mean things have, but this is one of the things, that has changed again, like you asked earlier about some changes. And I guess this is one of the things that have changed where the terms that we use take on different meanings, right? Because new people enter the industry, or we just use the words in a different way, and eventually that becomes the norm. But I think that I personally, when I pick up a black romance novel, I just look at the characters specifically. I don't necessarily think about who the author is, although I do obviously find more black romance written by black authors for sure. But I'm just even thinking about interracial romance. I mean, there are a couple of white authors who write interracial romance. And I guess now with the new definitions, people would have a problem with them doing it. But that's been going on. I mean, I remember that from back in the day. So, I mean, Sam Cheever, and I can't think of some of the other names, but they wrote interracial romance with black heroines and white heroes.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So hey, it's, we still don't know, do we?
I guess it depends on the person, right?
And that
It
is
just
true.
that is
Largely, it depends on the person.
right. LaShawn had a question. LaShawn said, "So how can a white author write about black love? I guess if they have experienced it, in move. Let me see. I guess if they have experience in it, they don't know the full culture. I guess if they
Yeah,
have
I
the
think it
experience,
comes
then
down.
it's what
It
they're
does
gonna
come
do.
down to research, LaShawn, because we know the reason that a lot of times people have hesitancy around white authors writing about our love story is because a lot of times there will be stereotypes included, or they'll, make these inappropriate comments, things that would definitely make you uncomfortable if you're reading it. I mean, I've read them. I remember reading an IR book one time where the author made some stereotypical comments about one of the characters who was biracial, and it rubbed me the wrong way, and I stopped reading it. Right. So I think that there's always the risk because the white authors a lot of times they're not as knowledgeable about us and our culture as we would be about theirs. But I think I get a little uncomfortable saying that they can't write it just because then what about people like me? Would you say then I can't write? A lot of my heroes are Hispanic. And
True.
we say
Yeah.
that I can't write interracial with Hispanic heroes or even interracial with white heroes because I'm not white or I'm not Hispanic. I think you have to do your research and you have to respect other people's cultures. And if you do it the right way, that should be okay. Otherwise, then all of us will only be able to write who we are. And and in that case, I wouldn't even be able to write Black romance, Black American romance. I would have to write Caribbean romance or something because that's where I'm from. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
I don't, I'm not comfortable telling people they can't write something just because they're a different race. I think what we need to do is make sure that they respect other people's cultures and race and do it in the right way. If they're doing it in the right way, then, is it really wrong? So I don't know.
I got you. Okay. Miss Bev says Jackie Hamilton and Miriam Pace wrote Black romance. Jackie is biracial and Miriam is white. All of
Mm,
their characters were Black. Donna
mm,
Hill says that the first multicultural romance to win an award was written by a white woman. Ooh.
okay. Dropping gems in this chat. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
Listen, that's why I hang with these old legends, girl. They know where the bodies are buried, baby. They know.
Yeah. And they know the history. And yeah, I mean, I learned something definitely right there because I didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that either. Did you learn the real history, not this made up, like not this one yet lady. Oh my God, it took everything in me not to. It takes a lot for me not to respond on social media, and I be telling people quit tagging me and shit. Like I don't, you know. I'm over here. I'm neutral. I'm chilling. I don't want no problems. I'm just over here minding my own business, trying to make sure Raw is successful with the legend. So I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And one lady tagged me and she was just like, it was the argument. They was arguing because she said that she was the first self-published author. And I
Hmm.
said, of what? Like, of what? Not romance. I'm like, Evelyn Palfrey, actually, Judge Evelyn Palfrey, to be
Mm-hmm.
exact. She is one of the legends that we're going to be honoring in October, along with her, Robin Carr, Susan Elizabeth Phillips, Jackie Thomas, and Felicia Mason.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, so as far back as I can remember, and I've even had like publishers tell me too to confirm it. They're like, no, Evelyn Palfrey is, if we just sticking on, Black romance or whatever, they was like, no, Evelyn Palfrey did that shit. That was her. I was
Okay.
like, yeah, I didn't
Mm.
know that either. So
Hmm.
she's like, she was one of the first who did it and was successful at it.
Okay.
Ain't that crazy? But this one,
Yeah.
I'm like, so this one lady, she's all like, she did. I'm like, you did not. I'm sorry, you did not. And it's cute. But then, of course, once everyone start, back and telling her she's lying, it went to, well, in this genre, you know, I'm the
Um,
person. Yeah, I'm like, girl, shut up.
yeah, since she made it sound different when she said it and then had to narrow it down once people confronted her about the truth, huh?
Yeah, Yeah, because I'm not gonna do it, but I got a couple little people over there. But hold on, that I'll just wake up real quick, and then, honey, and the girls woke up and chose violence, honey. They was like, I was like, wait a minute, just tell her who it was. Don't go on. But I was telling Midnight, hate is such a strong word, but I absolutely just don't like it when they come and say, well, I'm the first person who did this, or I'm the first person
Hmm.
who did that, or this never happened, or whatnot. It's like, no, you're not. Stop it.
Right. Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
do do the research.
Do the
That's the
research.
key.
Now,
Yeah, you have
only
to do the
thing,
research.
yeah, only thing we can say is, we may be one of two of the only people that had Delaney Dime at our event. Other than that, you can't say that she would have, you know?
You're such a smooth
I know you
operator.
just slipped that in there.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm about to get these legends to, hey, where my legends at? Donna Hill, I'm Bev. Uh, I'm Brenda. I need y'all to help me get Delaney at Raw, okay?
Peer
Yeah.
pressure.
Peer pressure, yes. Is this bullying? Is this a
Soft
bullying
bullying.
technique? This is romance bullying. It's with a romantic element, Delaney.
And come back with us next week where we'll talk about romance bullying.
Right.
Because by then it'll be a thing.
It'll be all over social media.
Right. You just started a trend.
I am romance bullying. I love it. That part, yes, JB, help me out. Donna said, where she live at?
Nowhere. I don't live anywhere. I'm a nomad.
She said, I'm borderline. JB said, I'm borderline. This is romance bullying. I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, Delaney, what do you have out now? What books? What's your latest novel? You do a lot of collaborations too, which I love. So what's your
Oh,
latest
yes.
novel that you have out, and what you got coming up?
Okay, so actually, my latest one is a collaboration. It's the Single Dad Society, and I wrote the series with Ty and Sunithia Williams, and my contribution is Romeo. So all the heroes in the books are single dads, and they became single dads for different reasons. My particular hero became a single dad because his friend passed away, and he was the guardian of his friend's son, Noah. And so he had to decide whether or not he wanted to take on that responsibility and become a parent. And then the others, one was a secret baby. Ty's is a secret baby. And then Sunithia, her hero, the wife, basically abandoned him and left him with their daughter. So it was great fun writing the series with them. We would, chat and come up with our ideas and how to promote and things like that. So it was really fun. And then as far as what I have coming up, right now I'm working on the next book in my family tie series. It's about a blended family. They're Hispanic and Black. And the next book is Maxwell. He's the youngest of the siblings. And I'm working on his story now. That should come out sometime this summer. I'm not sure exactly when. Maybe around early July, mid-July, something like that.
We love it. We love it. Arthur D.L. White says Romeo is good and she enjoyed it.
Thank you, DL. Yeah, when I was writing that story, I got a little emotional because there are a couple of parts in it where you see the little boy, he's struggling, Noah, he's struggling, missing his parents, and then going through that sort of abandonment that you can imagine would happen if you're a child and then your parents just don't come home one day because they died. And then just watching Romeo, who his real name is Marcus, he ends up, he's kind of a player, having one-night stands and things like that. And then now he don't even know how to cook. He eat Pop-Tarts and things like that for breakfast. And now he has to figure out how to take care of his kid who's going through this trauma. So, and the heroine helped a lot.
Absolutely love their relationship between Romeo and his guardian. It was just so heartfelt. Yeah.
Julia was great.
I can't be reading books that gonna be making me cry. Am I gonna cry?
They don't make you cry, but they make you. It makes you
Make
want
you
to hug
feel.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Um,
They
now,
make
will
you.
you be?
Did you say it make me want to hug myself?
Yeah, because you can't hug them, so you just hug yourself.
Oh, okay.
Delaney, will you be? Will it be any more to that series? Any more single dads coming along?
We've talked about it. We all have obviously other projects and things because we worked on this last year. We talked about it. So when you're planning and everything, you have to plan well enough in advance to fit in with your schedule of other books that you're putting out. But yeah, I would say that it's been discussed. We haven't finalized anything yet. But I personally would love to do it because I already have an idea for another single dad. He was the lawyer near the end of the book.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he would make a great single dad story.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, if Sanithia and Ty are willing, I'm definitely willing because I've already started thinking about him being a hero.
Okay.
I absolutely love it.
So you guys can bully them into into doing another.
Well, they easy. Ty and Sunita, they've been to Raw before. We gotta bully you.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I gotta get them on my side to help with this whole romance bullying thing.
Right.
It's called soft. We gotta come up with a name for it so
Soft
people.
bullying, soft romance bullying.
Yeah, soft bullying, something like that. D.L. White said, when is Raw? Raw is October 29th through the 31st. Yes, it's in Peoria, Illinois. Thank you, Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson says, it's not really a conference, but truly an experience. Once you won't forget. That's right. Brenda, call Delaney for me. I'm Bev. Call Delaney for me. Donna, y'all call Delaney and tell her to come through for me. Um, yeah, so it's October 29th through the 31st. It's in Peoria, Illinois, DL. Hopefully you can come through and hang out with us. It's the Legends Take. I'm going to change the name to the Raw Legends Takeover. The Legends are coming in that Thursday night. I'm telling to Delaney. They're coming in Thursday night, right? And we're having the master class, the Legends master class reception, where the Legends will be hosting the reception for everyone who's coming in from the master classes, and they will be teaching the master classes all Friday from 8. Well, we started with breakfast, so from 8 until 5, and then we have a keynote luncheon, and the keynote is Donna Hill, none other than the legendary. She's the recipient of the Jackson Jenkins Lifetime Achievement Award, and she will be, she'll be the keynote. We have, Audio Award winner Ron Butler. He'll be doing a workshop. Of course, Susan Elizabeth Phillips, Miss Bev. Listen, the legends are gonna come in and shut it down. And then we got some newbies in there. Monica Walters will be doing her workshop. She's gonna come in. We have a lawyer's in the business. Iris Bolin will be doing hers. So it's gonna be cute. Miss Felicia Mason. Yeah, listen, the Legends is gonna take over. Brenda Jackson and Robin Carr said they're going to be the helpers. They're going to be the assistants throughout the classes. So that's going to be funny. It's going to be cute though, so it's going to be funny. But you have a good time, and everything will be good. And then we have an expo that Saturday morning, along with breakfast. We have an event Friday night, and then the big the masquerade ball and the award, the Legends Award, is Saturday night, and the recipients are, of course, Sullivan's Crossing, Virgin Rivers, Netflix #1 movies that are on right now. I had Midnight in the Chokehold with Virgin River the other day. Robin Carr.
I wish you could see my eyes rolling out to the top of my head.
I'm telling you, I was like, "Girl, you gotta watch it." She was like, "What?" Yeah, Robin Carr would be the recipient. Susan Elizabeth Phillips, yes, Jackie Thomas. Got to get Miss Jackie up in there. Felicia Mason and Evelyn Palfrey, they are the recipients for the 2026 Raw Legends Award. So they'll be in the building, and of course, we're not going to say who we're going to have perform yet, but it's going to be cute or something. You'll be in a safe spot. I sit you right in between Aunt Bev and Aunt Brenda, and I'm telling you. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine. That's right, Connie. It's a good time, honey. It's a good time. That's right. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast. Thanks, honey. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast. We're coming on every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And today we want to thank Miss Delaney Diamond for sending our bestseller seed. She is amazing. She's awesome. Make sure all the authors that are on here, please go to the platform, booksbyblackauthors.co, booksbyblackauthors.co to go and upload all your stuff for free. Hey, we need it, and we know Miss Delaney, she go push it because that's what she do, honey. Her marketing skills, and we're gonna talk to her about that on the next go around. But we absolutely love everything that she's doing. We're gonna support you in any way we can. And what's the call to action you want us to do right now, Miss Diamond?
I would say just go to booksbyblackauthors.co and check it out, whether you're a reader or an author, and just check out the website and see if that's something that you want to sign up for.
We love it. It's something we want to sign up for. We're gonna go over there and sign up, right?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's what
Yes.
that's what we're gonna do. All right, y'all, and see. That's the thing about romance. You know what I'm saying? That's what romance is all about. Everything we talked about today. It's the love, the lies, and the bestsellers of romance. Thanks, Delaney Dime, again for us.
Thank you
Midnight.
for having me.
All
Thank you for
right, Miss
being here.
Delaney. Thank you.
All
I'll be
right,
talking to you.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you, ladies. I
I'm
enjoyed
gonna be
it.
talking. I'm gonna be talking to you too. You know, it's me. I'm gonna hit you. Because it's me, Donna, Brenda. Let's see, Bev. Who else I need? I got Shirley Hellstock, Rochelle. I'm gonna be calling you back with all these people too. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Hey y'all. Hey, it's been great hanging out with y'all. We'll see y'all next week at same time, same channel. It's Love, Lies, and Bestsellers. I'm your girl Shay, baby.
And I'm Midnight Ace.
Y'all be blessed.